I'm Gerhard Elfers. Welcome to the program, which we begin with breaking news from the US, where President Donald Trump says he is recommending a 50% tariff on all imports from the European Union. He made the announcement on his Truth social media network. Here's some of what he wrote. There are powerful trade barriers, VAT taxes, ridiculous corporate penalties, non-monetary trade barriers, monetary manipulations, unfair and unjustified lawsuits against American companies, and more have led to a trade deficit with the US of more than $250 million a year, a number which is totally unacceptable. Our discussions with them are going nowhere. Now, for first reactions, let's go straight to DW's Brussels correspondent, Anchal. Vohra. Anchal, for now, Trump only says that he is recommending a 50% tariffs on EU products. How much should we read into this?
Well, it's possible this is a negotiation tactic, but the fact that he is the President of the United States means that it does carry weight, and he could just push through with it to prove a point. Now, what's also important to note is that already preliminary reports suggest that the euro has fallen after this announcement was made by Donald Trump. It's also interesting to note that this has come just hours before the EU Trade Commissioner was supposed to talk to his American counterpart. Over the last few weeks, we saw some progress because for a long time, the EU was sending the message that it wanted to negotiate with the US, but there was no serious conversation. But finally, the US did send its list of demands. The EU responded to it with its own concrete proposals, still a bit baffled because the EU felt that the US was talking in broader terms and not talking in terms of specifics. As we know, that the US has actually imposed already a 10% baseline tariff on all imports in the US from all over the world, including the EU, but in the EU also 25% sectoral tariffs on sectors such as steel and cars. And in response, the EU has prepared its own counter tariffs, a package of up to more than 95 billion euros, and insinuated that it could also include services into it. And this is important because when it comes to trade deficit in services, it is actually in the US's favor. But none of this seems to be actually moving forward. The EU was hoping it could make some progress, but now we hear this, we've all read this post from the US president.
Thank you very much. Anchal Vohra reporting from Brussels for us. Thank you.